Hello, 8th graders. Today we are doing Module 4, problem set for Lesson 18. And this is about taking lines in slope-intercept form and graphing them. So let's go up and review here. Let's go to the top here. I'm going to write y equals mx plus b. And just to review, m, the coefficient of x, tells us the slope. And b is going to tell us the y-intercept. The y-intercept tells us where it crosses the y-axis. So first we're going to go through and we're going to do A for the first one, for all of them. Name the slope and the y-intercept. We're going to do that for all these problems. Then we're going to go back and graph them. So for number 1, y equals 4/5 x minus 5. Our slope, which we call m, is going to be 4/5. Our y-intercept, which we call b, is going to be -5. Here's our slope. Here's our y-intercept, our m and our b. Let's go down to number 2. What is our slope? It's the coefficient of x. X does have a coefficient, but remember it's invisible. It's that 1, right? So m here is going to be 1. And our b is going to be +3. Our y-intercept is going to be a +3. Let's go down to number 3. Y equals a -4/3 x plus 4. So what is our slope? Coefficient of x, right? -4/3 x. That's our rise over our run. And what's b? What is our y-intercept? +4. Number 4. Y equals 5/2 x. So what's m? 5/2, right? Rise of 5, run of 2. And what is b? What is b? What is our y-intercept? What are we adding or subtracting here? Nothing. We're not adding or subtracting nothing. How do we show nothing algebraically? So our b is going to be 0. The next one, number 5, y equals 2x minus 6. So what's our slope? M is going to be 2. To write that as a fraction, it'd be 2/1. So a rise of 2, a run of 1. And what is b? What is our y-intercept? Where's it crossing the y-axis? At -6. Number 6. What is our slope? What is m for 6? -5. And what is b? What is our y-intercept? +9. Number 7. What is m? 1/3. And what is b? +1. Number 8. Ooh, number 8 is not in slope-intercept form. So we need to change it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to come do that over here. We have a 5x plus 4y equals 8. We worked on this yesterday. So let's scoot this over so we can see it. So first we need to subtract our 5x from both sides. We end up with 4y equals, we have that negative 5x, and we have a positive 8. Now we need to divide by 4 to get y by itself. So y is going to equal a negative 5/4 x, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So when we transformed this line, this equation here, we got y equals negative 5/4 x plus 2. So now that we did that, we can now look at this and say, okay, so what's our m? Negative 5/4. And what's our b? A positive 2. We have to do the same thing for number 9. It is not in slope-intercept form, so let's change it into slope-intercept form. We have negative 2x plus 5y equals 30. To get rid of a negative 2x, I'm going to add 2x to both sides. We have 5y equals, this is now a positive 2x plus 30. Now we need to divide by 5. And y is going to get, we're going to leave this just like that, 2/5 x plus 30 divided by 5 is 6. So we end up here with y equals 2/5 x plus 6. So now that we have that, what's our m? What's our slope? 2/5. And what's our b? Positive 6. Now that we have all this down, we're going to go to our GeoGebra and graph these. So I'm hoping you feel comfortable with how to find the m and the b. The m and the b. Y equals mx plus b. So now let's go to our GeoGebra. And for number 1, we came up with an m of 4/5 and a b of negative 5. So the first thing we do is we graph the dot on b. We graph our b. So this is negative 5 on the y-axis because this is the y-intercept. This tells us where it intercepts or intersects with the y-axis. So it's going to be at negative 5 on the y-axis. So I can go and put a point negative 5 on the y-axis right there. Then I have a slope of 4/5. So 4 is my rise, 5 is my run. So starting at this point right here, so starting right here at point A, I'm going to go up 4 because I have a rise of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go over 5 because I have a run of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to put a point there. Once I have 2 points, I can draw a straight line, and only one line is going to go between these 2 points. And there we've graphed number 1. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2, we have m of 1, our slope is 1. As a fraction, that would be 1/1, right? So our rise would be 1, our rise would be 1, and our run will be 1. And we have a y-intercept of 3. So we start with graphing our y-intercept. That means the line's going to cross the y-axis at 3. So we come to our y-axis and we plot a point at 3, positive 3. Our run is 1 over 1, so we go up 1 over 1. So starting here at our point we just plotted, we go up 1 over 1 and put a point there. And if you want, you can go up 1 and over 1 again. You can do more points if you want to. And then we connect our lines. And there we've graphed number 2. Let's go to number 3. Number 3, we have a slope of a negative 4/3 and a y-intercept of 4. We start with the y-intercept of 4. So on our y-axis, we put a dot at number 4, positive 4, because this is telling us it's crossing the y-intercept at 4, so we put a dot at positive 4. And our slope is a negative 4/3. Negative 4 is our rise. So because it's a negative, we're going to be going down, right? Our rise is a negative, and then a run of 3. We always go to the right. So we're going to go down 4 and go over 3, starting at the point we just plotted. We just plotted our y-intercept. So starting here, we're going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 3. 1, 2, 3. If you want, you could do that again. Down 1, 2, 3, 4, to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like directions. So now we plot this line. There we go. Okay, let's go to number 4. Number 4, let me come up to another graphing one. We have a y-intercept of 0. So where's this going to go on the y-axis? Right here at 0. And then our slope is 5 over 2, so we have a rise of 5 and a run of 2. They're both positive. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 2. And we can connect our line. There we go. So we've done this one. So now let's go on to number 5. Number 5, we have a y-intercept of negative 6. Our b is negative 6. Remember, we got it from the equation. So if b is negative 6 on our y-axis, we put a dot at negative 6 because that's our y-intercept. And then our slope is 2, which we write as a fraction 2 over 1. So we have a rise of 2 and a run of 1. So we're going to go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Okay. And then we are going to do our line. Let's go on to number 6. Number 6. What is our y-intercept? 9. Our y-intercept is 9. So we want to get rid of all this. Hold on. So as this comes up, we are going to have to put that point on 9 of our y-axis. I'm going to move this down a bit. Put a point on 9. Now our slope is -5. So we got to figure out how do we write -5 as a fraction. That would be a -5 over 1. So our rise would be -5 and our run will be 1. So starting at the point, our y-intercept of 9, we're going to go down because it's a negative rise. We're going to go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. And then we can connect these points. There we go. Number 7. For number 7, we have a y-intercept of 1. So we are going to have to put a point at 1 on our y-axis because that's our y-intercept where it crosses it. Then we have a slope of 1/3, so our rise is 1 and our run is 3. So we're going to go up 1 and over 3 starting at our y-intercept of 1. So starting right here at point A, we're going to go up 1 and over 3. 1, 2, 3. We can do it again. Up 1 over 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we connect our line. Let's go to number 8. Remember number 8 we had to rewrite. And once we rewrote it, we got an m of -5/4, a slope at -5/4, and a y-intercept of 2, which means we plot 2 on our y-axis. So starting on our y-axis, we put a point at 2. And then we'd follow our rise over our run. So -5 is our rise, and 4 is our run. Because our rise is negative, we're going to go down 5 and over 4. So let's go down 5. Starting at our y-intercept, go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we can connect the line. And then we have one more for today. And this is number 9. Once again, we had to transform into slope-intercept form because it was in standard form. So we get a slope of 2/5 and a y-intercept of 6. So we start with plotting our y-intercept of 6. So we're going to take and put a point on 6 because that's our y-intercept. And then our slope is, this is our rise of 2 and our run of 5. So I'm going to move this down a bit so I can see it better. So starting at our y-intercept that we plotted, we're going to go up 2 and over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to put up, did I do point there? Up 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 5. And now we're going to do our line. So there you go. I hope you have a good understanding of how you plot from slope-intercept form. Starting with your y equals mx plus b. Our slope is m, our y-intercept is b. We plot the y-intercept and then use the directions for slope. Have a good day.